Hello friends, Itza with Itza Thoughts here, and today we're working on page 2 of our mixed media journal, and all I'm doing is adding some gesso as my primer onto my canvas here, which is made from a recycled box. So this is cardboard. And all I'm doing is adding a very fast basic layer of gesso. And this is the way we're going to begin each and every single one of our pages. So always know that gesso is going to be your first layer. And it goes on to all kinds of surfaces, so makes it easier for the paint and mediums and stuff like that to adhere to your canvas, and kind of reinforces your canvas also. Okay, so my first layer of gesso is done. And for this page, we're going to incorporate a picture of ourselves. I'm going to adhere my picture later while I work on my surface. So let me just bring my heat gun and we'll dry that surface up real quick. Okay, so today we're going to be playing around with some color sprays, acrylic paint, this large flower stamp. This is from Stampedes. I'm not sure what the name of this stamp is. And you can see it's been put to a lot of use. So you're going to need a stamp. It's going to preferably be a large stamp of some kind of flower where it only gives you the outline part of the flower, and it leaves the petals and stuff like that open for you to incorporate paint. So we're going to be playing around with some acrylic paint, some color sprays. You're going to need some sort of ink. So you're going to need either StazOn is preferably, or archival ink, something that's permanent and doesn't dilute with water. So we're going to need that. And you're going to need your picture, and you might need some embellishing items here and there. In this tutorial, we're going to play around with this type of lace. I don't know what it's called, but I was super excited when I found it at one of the fabric stores I went to this weekend in downtown. So I'm going to play around with some of this, and I'm going to cut a piece of it. And since this does not have any type or form of adhesive, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue it down to my surface with my multi-medium gel. And today I'm using Liquitex. This is Mate Super Heavy Gel. You could use any kind of white wet glue that dries clear. You can even use that white school glue. It really It just matters to preference, or you know, to whatever it is you guys have in hand. I generally use a different type of a studio multi-medium gel, but I ran out and I have not had a chance to stop by and purchase a new bottle, a couple of new bottles. So I'm getting a brush. I got my gel here, and I'm gonna randomly cut strips of this. So we're gonna jump right in and we're gonna get started. Keep in mind my boss might call me back, so I might have to step away for a little bit. I don't think so, but with him you never know. So I'm randomly just adding this to my cardboard here. This gives your background some really cool texture because of the pattern it has on the lace. You don't always have to use this. You can always use drywall tape. You can use all kinds of stuff. Washi tape, masking tape. Whatever you guys have available to create some fun, cool textures onto your surface is always great. It gives your eyes some very cool visual textures. Now that I've applied that, I'm gonna start adding some color to my background here by using Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, and I'm using Pineapple Paradise. And this is a Starburst, and if you guys don't know, Lindy Stamp Gang is one of our sponsors, and we're going to be coming up with a lot of fun ways to use this wonderful product, which I personally totally love. So I just randomly sprayed it, and you can see how cool that, I don't know if you can see it, but this is where I added that lace. Really cool texture, look, really cool. And I am also gonna play around with Luscious Lime, and this is a Flat Fabio. And I'm just moving my work surface around to spread some of that yumminess throughout my entire canvas here. And it creates these really cool drops. Can you guys see that? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat set this. Ooh, I like that. I like the way that's looking. Let me see if I can fix the lighting. I'm not sure if you guys are capturing just how beautiful those two colors are. Not sure if that's better or not. The next color I want to incorporate onto my canvas here is I want to incorporate different shades of pinks and purples, because that's the color I'm using. I'm using fuchsia, magenta, and I'm using baby pink as the colors of my flower. So the next color I'm going to spray is Sweet Violet Purple Teal. This is one of my favorite colors. Can you guys see that? And all I did was tilt my work surface a little bit, and I sprayed the top part going facing down, and this color spray just kind of went wherever it wanted to go. And again, I like these strips. And I'm doing the same technique randomly here on different areas of my work surface. Now some of these wonderful splats and stuff like that, some of the work that you do as you add more and more layers, some of the work is gonna totally disappear, some of it is gonna blend in, some of it is gonna really pop out. So I think that's the most interesting part of mixed media to me, that you can create all these beautiful pieces of art by adding just different layers. And I really like the way that looks. I really like this. Just gonna try to bring some of this color down with my finger. Oh, I love the way that looks. Can you guys see that? So far we've added one layer of gesso, a layer of yellow. We added the trim here, the lace trim. We added green, and we've added the violet teal color. So that's already 5 layers that we've added onto our surface so far. And I'm going to heat set this because I really like the way this looks, and I don't want it to move or blend in too much. Wow, I love the way this looks like this by itself. The beautiful, wonderful thing about this violet, purple, teal color is that it leaves like a violet tints of purple in certain areas, but the teal just really sparkles and pops out. And I think you guys can see it here where the teal shimmers at, and you can see it here also where one spray brought out like almost 3 different shades of color into your work area. And I really love this teal. That's why this is one of my favorite colors. And all of Lindy's Starburst colors have that effect. Just very beautiful, beautiful sprays to work with. And they have a lot of colors to choose from. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stamp. And I'm going to get my my gesso. And I'm going to go over my stamp with my gesso. And I'm going to stamp it in 3 different areas, some off the page and some on the page. So let's see what happens. There's one. And there's 2. And the gesso reacts like in a really cool way with the Lindy sprays, because some of that color starts to seep through the gesso, and the gesso starts to turn into lighter shades of that color. Can you guys see that? Now from here, you guys can totally go into different techniques here. You can get acrylic paint and color in the flower petals, or you can leave them as it is. And I'm really liking the way the magentas and the yellow and the greens are popping out through the gesso here. Originally I was going to color them in, but seeing how these colors are interacting with each other and how cool the effect is coming out, I really don't want to mess around with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat set this really quick. Look at that. Can you see that? Okay, so I'm gonna bring back my picture. I'm gonna try to decide where I want it, and I really like this cheesecloth looking type of material, and I got this at the dollar store in the Halloween section. It's supposed to be like fabric cobwebs or something, but I really like it for this. I don't want it to dominate my layout, my background here. It's going to add some visual texture. Oh, there he is. Where did I leave him? Just a second, guys. Okay, so I really like the way this fabric here is giving a nice subtle shade of gray to this project. No, I don't want to add that. So the frugal part of me is saying that this is all just going to get wasted and it's not going to be used, so I'm just going to cut a strip of it. So now that I have a pretty good idea of how much space my picture is going to cover, I now know that I have this area here, and in this area here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with a jelly pen or a marker, and I'm going to write in some words of that describe me, like that physically describe me in a sense where I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm an aunt, I'm an artist. So I'm going to use those types of words to just randomly put them all over my page, and these are words that describe what I am. So I am a wife, and doodling into your journal pages are a really good ways to practice your handwriting, to practice different creating different types of fonts. So I'm a wife, and I am a daughter, I'm a friend. I'll put some words here. What else am I? I'm an aunt. I'm an artist. And you will continue doing the same thing throughout your layout, and your letters or words don't all have to be facing the same direction. They don't have to be the same font. None of that. Okay, so when you do that, just keep that in mind and remember that there's no right or wrong way to do this. I like to add little little X's, little little lines. So let's glue this down, and I'm going to use again my multi-medium gel for this. I'm being very careful how I add the multi-medium gel because I don't want my color sprays to move around, so be very mindful and careful when you do this. You can add any kind of ribbon, any kind of fabric or lace or anything like that. I think my UPS guy is here. Okay, I'm gonna put some gel medium here, and this is where my photo is gonna go. You could also use your ATG gun. Any type of adhesive is okay for your photo. Probably come back and put some some double-sided tape here. So this is what my finished or almost finished project is looking like. But you know, to me, the picture's looking a little too clean, so I want to add a little interest to it by just stressing it a little bit with some gesso. Just very lightly around the corners and edges. And I think I want to add a little flower to this. So let me see. I'm going to give these little flowers a little color, so I'm going to come back with some purple, and this is, whoa, I can't see the name of it. As you can see, this color is almost gone and it's been used well. And this is going to bring in the shades of purple and magenta and stuff like that that are in the background. I think it needs a little black somewhere. Let's see. Let me move my flowers aside. Let me see if this is... Oh, it's still wet. Okay, perfect. Gonna distress it a little bit with some black ink. I'm just gonna go around the edges. Okay, just needed to grunge it up a little bit. waiting for my hot glue gun to get dry. Do you guys have to get hot? Do you guys have any questions? I'm trying my best not to use a lot of embellishments because I want to go all out on the cover, and I don't really want this to be too chunky either. I want to be able to keep adding as many pages as I can, and in order to be able to do that, I need to really hold back on making my layouts really dimensional. So I'm trying my best not to do that. I think I want to add some gold to my flowers here while I wait for my glue gun to warm up. And again, I'm going back to my Lumiere True Gold, and with my finger randomly add gold to my flowers. Come on, hot glue gun. We're almost done basically with this layout, and the purpose of this page was for us to just kind of keep present, and sometimes we kind of forget about some of our more priorities, and by writing these few words can be really come at an impact in certain moments. You know, sometimes I have to keep reminding myself. I get too busy with life and everyday stuff, and you know, by the time I get home from work, and then I still have to come home and cook, and I still have to come home and do this and do laundry and do this and that. By the time I realize it, it's already, you know, late at night, and I forget to, you know, call my siblings and see how they're doing, and you know, keep track of friends and see what they're up to, and you know, talk to my mom and stuff like that. So sometimes our daily life activities where we're busy doing something for somebody else kind of come in between all these other things. So if you look back at this page and you read the words that you wrote, wife, daughter, sister, aunt, granddaughter, you know, stuff like that, it kind of reminds you again of who you are, and it kind of straightens out your priorities, you know. Just serves as a reminder sometimes of certain obvious things that we might forget due to our busy day-to-day activities. For me, most of the time I'm on the phone, or typing out emails and sending out invoices and packing up orders and doing all that kind of stuff, that by the time the end of the day comes, I just sometimes just want to take a bath and go to sleep. So since I'm on the phone all the time, it kind of just makes it like I need to put a little more effort to pick up the phone and call people and see how they're doing. I guess all the availability of communication that is out there, texting and emailing and all these things kind of stop us from actually picking up the phone and dialing a number and having a voice-to-voice conversation with somebody, So this is always a good page to come back on and reflect on some of those things. So this is the purpose of this page. I think my hot glue gun is about ready now. It's nice and hot, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to put this picture back. Okay, so let's bring out my little flowers that I'm gonna add. And of course I need to bring back some of this bling, and I think I'm gonna go with the pearls this time. I'm really happy with the way this came out. Very simple, basic techniques using nothing but Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, gesso, a stamp, some type of fabric or lace to add dimensional texture to our layout, and a few acrylic paints and some ink, and that's about it. Very simple, very fast to build, and I guarantee you that when you create a color spray background like that, you're never going to get the same effect like you did the first time. You're always going to get a little variation. Even if you use the same colors, you're never going to get the same background, even if you use the same colors and the same techniques, because you're using color sprays, and it's just very random where you spray, how much you spray. It's all very random. So this is our second page, and so far this is what our art journal is looking like. Our first page was one word that describes what your purpose in creating art is. The second page is a page you created with a picture of yourself, describing what you are, what your roles are, whether it's being a wife or being a daughter, being a mother, being a sister, being an aunt, being a niece. All those things that you are going to go on this page, and it's all those different things that you are combined that create the person that you are. So this is our second page, and with that said, we're pretty much done with this page, and we're ready to move on to, I guess I have time to do a third page. So if you guys have any questions, right now is the best time for you to ask if there's any questions. So let me stop the recording and save this video, and